Well, good Wednesday morning to you. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. Alright folks, earlier today I was at Walmart and I saw this device. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. Of course, I'm talking about the Artic Air Pure Chill 2.0. Evidently they've had several iterations of this, and my thinking was it's designed to cool a small area, and it's basically what you and I would call a swamp cooler or an evaporative cooler. I basically thought, hey, this might be a cheap alternative to an APU. Some of you guys are dead set on having one, and so in this video I'm going to unbox it. And this video has actually taken me a couple of days to film. What I'm going to do first is, well, let me show you. Let's unbox it first. Here's the music, but before we do the music, give it a thumbs up, share it on your social media platforms, and look down in the description below for a lot of other great information, including where the song comes from you're about to hear, my email, my Instagram, my Facebook, all that good stuff. Alright, this is also, I need to say, not a sponsored ad. I'm not being paid anything for this. I'm just sharing my opinion with you. If you guys like the product, they're about 40 bucks at Walmart. So here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down, flying by these road signs, with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round, for my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Alrighty, I'm back. This ain't gonna be the best unboxing video that you've ever seen. Let me lower the camera a little bit, make it easier for y'all to see. Let's talk about it. It's got some, it says it's got some LED lights if you want mood lights at night. Let's see here. It's got dual cooling jets. It has a cooling cartridge, and that's the reason I want to show you this before we go too far. And basically it's got 4 speeds, and they claim it'll go up to 10 hours, or if you have it on high, it'll go up to 8 hours. And it comes with all that stuff. It's supposed to be energy efficient too, for those of you that are worried about battery drain or things like that. And they show it working in living rooms, offices, you know, smaller areas, kitchens, bathrooms. So in a sleeper environment, this should be ideal. And here this week in Lubbock, Texas, since I'm going to be at home, it'll be an excellent opportunity to test it. We've been having temperatures around 100 degrees, so I'm going to put it through its paces on high for about 8 hours at a time, and then I'll come back and check it and see what it's like inside the sleeper of the truck. So as we open the box, first thing we've got is some paperwork, warranty information. There's some instructions here. I'm not going to ask you guys to read this. If I can't get you to read your lease purchase contracts, I probably can't get you to read instructions on a $40 air conditioner. Here's the power cord, and let's see if it's a USB or what it is. It is. It's a Type-C USB. So that's really handy, because I guess you could use it for cell phones and other things as well. Or if you lost that one, you could use your cell phone charger. They have got this little squeeze thing that comes out. And then here's the device itself. And when we go looking at this, see if I can do this without damaging it too bad. It's taped in there. Got one of those moisture packs. But when you pull this device out, it's about the size of an old Nintendo GameCube, if you ever had one of those. And boy, they've got it really taped up. I wanted to do this in front of you guys instead of having it all pre-done, so you could see exactly what you're getting when you get one at Walmart. Now, there's a couple of things to this. On the back of it, here's where the cord plugs in. The instructions tell you to run the cord through these tabs here to keep it from getting caught in the fan. So that's important. Up top, well, we'll get there. Let's get the rest of this tape off. Shouldn't have cut my fingernails. These vents are adjustable, so that's really nice. It's really pretty of a simple unit. Up top here, here's your 4 speeds. There's your lights, fan speed, all of that is up there. I hope you guys can see that. And then up here at the top is where you add your water. It's got a little grate, and they recommend in the front of it, if I can get it to do it, this comes out, and this little cartridge filter here, they recommend getting it wet with like cool tap water and putting it in your freezer. That's something I can actually do in the truck, since I do have a refrigerator and freezer. That just snaps in and closes, and that'll help it stay cooler longer. We're actually going to do that on the second day of this video, which you'll see it all at once here in a few minutes. What I'm going to do on the first day is just kind of run it in the truck with regular tap water, see how it does, and then that second day I'm going to freeze that tray and I'm going to put ice water in it, and we're going to see if it makes a difference. As I said, I'll run it about 7 or 8 hours in the heat of the day, and we'll see. And we'll also monitor battery drain and things like that. That Freightliner has the OptiIdle system, but you can set it where it doesn't regulate the temperature, it just regulates battery pressure, or I mean battery level, and so that's what I'll set it on. I'll set it to where it only cranks if this draws the battery down, and then we'll see how it does both with ice water and with just regular water, and with freezing that little deal in there and without freezing it. And then I'll report back to you guys how well it works, and then you'll know if this is something you want to mess with or something you don't want to deal with. I do have one concern, and that is you know, I've got my gaming system in the truck, and this is going to create humidity, moisture, so I'm going to make sure that I put it far away from my game console, from my TV, electronics, things like that. And I would encourage you guys to do the same thing. But without any further ado, let's hop in the truck, and I'll show you some more. Here we go. Okay, for our first test, we're going to run it in what we would call dry. It wants you to soak this filter in here and then freeze it, and then it wants you to put either cold water or especially iced water up here, and that's supposed to give you maximum cooling. And we'll see how that goes. You know, it's super hot here. Again, it's over 90 degrees here, and I'm not going to be too critical of it if it's not super cold. I've got the water in it now, and the breeze is coming out, and it's cool, but I wouldn't call it cold. Probably real equivalent to what a fan would be. But let's give this thing a few hours and see how it does, and then I'll cut back in and tell you about it. Something I forgot to mention in the clip before this, I did shut the truck off. I got it cool in here, and then I shut the truck off, and already it's been about an hour since I started it. It's super hot in here, and so I've had to start the truck again. I'm sure you can hear it running in the background, and this is, to be honest, kind of what I expected, but I just wanted to see, because when you're driving a truck, it can be difficult to get ice. Sometimes, I know they have it at the truck stops, but oftentimes they want you to pay the price of a fountain drink to get a cup. Sometimes they'll give it to you free if you have your own cup. The freezers in these trucks are pretty good, but they're also small, so oftentimes a regular ice tray won't fit. You can get a small one, but you know, you've got to fill it and let it freeze at night while you're sleeping, or it'll splash water around in there while you're driving down the road. So there's just some inconveniences to doing it with with ice and water, and I wanted to see how it performed like this. So I'm going to give it, you know, 3 or 4 more hours, and then we'll come back and see how it's doing. Okay, it's been a few hours. I'm back with it again, and yeah, this wouldn't work. You can hear the truck running in the background. I've had to start the truck again. You definitely want to go the ice route. Otherwise, this is about the equivalent of a fan. It is pretty quiet. I'm running it full blast, and you can hear it. The breeze is not overwhelming, but it probably goes 7 or 8 feet really well. And so now let's try it with ice and water and see what it's like that way. And then I'll give you my final thoughts at the end. From a much cooler place, of course. Okay, here it is set up. I cooled the truck before I started it, and I even put a little ice on top. It has a little grate it goes down in. Figured as the ice melted, it would help it get even colder. This is at maximum. Now I did, like I said a second ago, I cooled the truck off, and I hope that that will keep it from having to work so hard. And the reason I did that is if you're driving down the road and you know you're going to stop in 30 minutes, you could go ahead and cool the sleeper down and get it real cool so this thing doesn't have to work so hard. It's ideally designed for a small office or small room or something like that. So it should do fine in here, as I've stated previously in the video. But I just want to give it the maximum chance for success. And I do want to, you know, be fair to it. This isn't a gotcha video or nothing like that. Let me show you some of the different colors real quick. And that's off if you don't want any light at night or something. I'm not sure how well it would work in the daytime if you're a sleeper, but I think it would work great at night, especially if you did this ice technique like what I'm doing. But I'm going to come back and check this thing in a few hours. They say on high that it'll last about 8 hours. So I'll check it in a few hours, and then I'll come back in approximately 8 hours and see what it's like in here. And so... all right, check back with you soon. Well, it didn't go as well as I'd hoped. It's blowing cool, but honestly, I can't tell a big difference over a regular fan. I ended up having to start the truck not even long, after about an hour. It got super hot in here. I started the truck, cooled it off again, turned this thing on, let it run about another 3 hours. It's not cutting the mustard, let's just say. It is 90 something degrees here in Lubbock, super hot, so I'm sure that in cooler temperatures it might be better. But speaking of cooler temperatures, I'm either going to cool this truck off or go home, and we'll wrap this video up with a fair and balanced review of what I think about it. It's obviously not the end-all be-all solution for every situation, but it might still have its uses, and we'll talk about that. Alrighty, we're back. Let's talk about this thing. So, it's obviously not going to work in hot climates, and it's obviously ideal going to work in an environment where you've got lots of ice and lots of water. But I could see this thing working in certain circumstances. I'm probably going to take it out of the truck and put it in my house. It does give a cool breeze if you're watching TV, sitting in the recliner, things like that. But it's probably not going to be an APU solution. Now, if you're in climates where the temperature's in the 70 degrees area, then yeah, you might be able to have it blowing on you at night and get you through the night. But oftentimes, you can just open your windows and get the same effect without having to idle your truck, and without having to deal with you know, getting ice, getting water. Now, running it with just regular water like we did at the start of the video, that I don't see any benefit to that. You might as well just get you one of these truck stop fans, or go to Home Depot, get you a small fan, something like that. So I was going to return it, but I think we'll keep it at the camper and use it in certain circumstances. But I think on a truck it would definitely be more hassle than it's worth. Also, if you work in a small office, some of you dispatchers, fleet managers that watch me, it might be a good alternative for you if your office gets a little hot sometimes, because you've probably got access to ice water there at your work, and you're just cooling your desk, and it'd probably work great for that. Since you're dealing with water, I would make sure that you keep it a little bit away from your electronics, because it is going to generate more humidity, and as you guys know, humidity and electricity don't mix well together. But anyway, I think this video is long enough. I'm going to go wrap it up. If you guys got any questions, shoot me an email or leave me a comment below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Have a great day. We'll see you Friday. Bye-bye.